Information provided by the speakers and presenters on the Anti-Hero broadcast platform is for general informational and entertainment purposes only. Information does not represent the broadcast network and all entities involved. All information is provided in good faith. However, we make no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information. Hurt feelings is not defamation.
JV team for life.
Good morning. It's 11 a.m. Wednesday, Friendsday, April 15th, 2026. The Anti-Hero broadcast is the news entertainment broadcast for veterans, first responders, and all blue-collar Americans. This show is, of course, brought to you by GhostBed. Go to ghostbed.com/Anti-Hero. Save 10% on their already ridiculous low prices. Pillowcases, mattress toppers, cooling patented technology sheets, and their award-winning mattresses. 60,000 plus 5-star rating and reviews, in-house customer service, and free shipping on those big mattresses. So if you got to replace something in the bedroom, please go to ghostbed.com/Anti-Hero. It'll save you 10% and it'll tell them that we sent you. And of course, Elevated Silence. Go to elevatedsilence.com and use promo code 15 to save 15% off your suppressor. Everything from 22 to 50 cals. Exercise your Second Amendment rights. The process is not that difficult, and Jim will walk you through it. Go to elevatedsilence.com and use promo code Anti-Hero15 and save 15% off your suppressor. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. We doing the other ones later?
Huh?
We doing those other ones later?
Yeah, we'll do a mid-show.
Let me post this. Look at that comment. That's a weird one.
That's weird.
Hey, the shirts are selling.
How'd that get there?
The shirts are selling, just so you know.
Oh, man. Well, we got a really good show for you today. We got two guests. One's coming on at 1:12 and 1:12:30.
12:30 is the comedian, yeah.
Yeah, so we've got Hal from the YouTube channel Sharks Happen. I'm a big fan of Sharks. I've always been a big fan of Sharks, and
yeah, it's cool, right?
He's a particular guy, man. And he's
I was reading about him, and he's got he's very popular. A lot of guys like his stuff.
Yeah, and then he's also, man, he's I stopped randomly. I just stopped seeing his stuff. I'm notorious for not subscribing to YouTube channels because
please share, and subscribe.
Yeah, I like. It's not that I don't do it on purpose. I just don't think about it. I watch and consume, and then I don't subscribe. So, and then I remembered one day I was like, "Holy shit! I haven't seen his fucking videos in forever." I used to watch him every night after work before I went to bed, and so I went to his channel manually, and I saw a lot of his content now is he's in a battle with YouTube hiding his views, because what he does is he calls out false shark reporting. Obviously, the government does not want people scared or something like that, and he's got
what a niche, man. What a niche, like conspiracy shark reporter. Like fucking great, dude.
And then we also got a cop turned comedian, Esllam Zakaria.
Yeah, he's pretty good, dude. No, Jersey, somewhere in Jersey. I didn't go over all that. We'll talk to him, but he's doing really funny skits, like green screen skits. I think he said he did 15 years, so he's a loser like us.
Yeah, and didn't do his full 20.
Didn't do his full. He's blowing up. He was at a couple thousand. He's already up to almost 9,000. And his skits, we played one yesterday. His skits are pretty good, man. He does it's the same Jersey, New York accent, so it's already funny. And then he's like basically doing skits as exactly what the job is dead type shit is. It's hilarious. So I was getting sent his stuff. Yeah, he blew up fast. I was getting sent his stuff thinking people were mocking him. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Like, then I started watching. I'm like, this is fucking hilarious. And he's spot on with his, he's basically making memes, but he's acting them out. And instead of just posting them like I do, and it's really good stuff.
Yeah. You can see how new he is. You can scroll down. He only goes down like 4 columns before his first video.
9,000 followers already. I mean, it's good stuff.
Yeah. So some reflections. The SWAT video that we watched and made a reel about. Turns out somebody commented they did know the situation, and from what they're saying, he was married with kids. and he
I
was
saw
sent
one
back.
like that, and then I saw one that he was. I don't know. There was a mix, but yes, he was definitely.
Oh,
had
you
that
saw a
married.
different comment?
I did, and I got a DM, but one was what you saw, that he was married and he hosed.
Yeah, he got sent. I just think that's so. The marriage part, very serious. If he wasn't married, I don't think that's sending back to roadworthy. But that's law enforcement now in today's time. So, unfortunately, you are on the chopping block every single day. Don't fuck up.
And I'm, I commented, I thought this was America, and
Mhm.
take the married part out. If he's married, then obviously he has some ethical things to deal with at the house. But like we talked about, it's, bro, you're on your fucking phone. You're way back. Everybody's on Instagram. Everybody's texting an old lady. Everybody's Snapchatting, posting stuff on Instagram. The little blocked out eyes and all that stuff is coming through. I used to do it. I was guilty of it. We'd be in the SWAT van, like leaving a hit, and I would take a picture of the Ram or the Halligan on the ground and post something. So the door, once we smashed the door and it was laying all over the place, I would walk up and take a picture of the door and post a caption. I was guilty of it, but I just don't understand that zoom in from the news, man. That seems real.
That's fucked up, dude. They are not your friends. I'm telling you, the media is not your anybody reporting anything is not your friend. Very rarely can you get an ally in the media space, which is good to have, but some of them will be honorable enough to tell you straight up, I'm gonna run this.
Mhm.
They might not do it the way they say it, but they'll at least give you a heads up and to give your side of the story. But man, that fucking news station just fuck the story. They were like, oh yeah, pursuit thing didn't work, but holy shit, this is the real story. No, it's not that the fucking police fucking apprehended a wanted.
Somebody got killed too. No, they killed the guy. The cop got killed and the fucking bad guy got killed. And they made the story. And the heartstrings are gonna pull on the people that don't like the police or on the middle of, like, this guy's buddy's dead, blah blah blah. And I don't know, he's in already. They're testing it. But it's just unfortunate that these things happen. And you're right. Talk about media firsthand. When I had all that garbage with TikTok, that a media guy called me and led with, "Hey man, I'm your buddy. I would never let you get hung out to dry." He questioned me and then absolutely annihilated me in the press. And then I had another friend, guy I talk about, Ray McNulty, who passed away from cancer a couple months ago. Good dude. I could trust him. He called me. He gave me his word. I will never, ever, ever XYZ. Met with him a couple times. He posted stuff. He never disclosed who I was. And so you're right. But for those out there working or anywhere near law enforcement, if you get a call from a reporter, Brad, hang up. Don't tell him anything. Don't say a word, dude.
It's risky business, dude.
I mean, it is.
Did you watch Nick's show last night?
I watched some of it. Yeah, I went to dinner. What did I do? Obviously, I got the other stuff going on, but I went to dinner and got home late, and I watched like that last 15, 20 minutes. Very good. I mean, I think it's from the beginning. You're a genius, man. I'll give you that. You had the idea. I know you had that whole thing, and he's the character. You had the idea, and together I think that's gonna be a good show. I think that's gonna really.
I think he did really well. It's really hard to consistently hold 40 people. It's just he stayed. I was like texting later, like, you blow your load early. He's like, dude, I need way more content. Because when you rehearse something in your head, you're like, this is about an hour. You start ranting and raving, dude. It's like playing live music. If you've ever played in a band, you'll rehearse a song and you get up on stage, you'll start playing that song twice as fast if your drummer doesn't know what he's doing. So, but yeah, man, I thought he had really good engagement. He kept blowing by his super chats though. Justin said he couldn't see him, but I'm watching people put $20 super chats, and he's like, and then he's just skipping by him. I'm like, dude, you got to read the.
Well, obviously it's all a lot. Like I do my episodes for Cobbville at usually 9:30, 10, and then come right into this. And it takes, I don't care how good of a character you are. I'm sure even the WWE guys that were the masterminds behind the promos and stuff, it takes a special ability to look at yourself and talk to yourself in a camera. Mm-hmm. It really does. It's like blah, 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 blah. And you're trying to keep up with the content, with the comments. I think it's a little easier because you can get off topic and engage and then come back. But like talking to a camera in general and seeing your ugly mug on a screen is not easy, but he's good at it. He does good with our show. I think his character is amazing. I think he's doing a great job. And I mean, he was pushing 40 in there last night, man. He was doing well. That's good for a startup show.
first show. Usually people tune in, they decide whether they like it or not, and then you can kind of tell. It's usually about half people drop off because they're assessing it. It's just not for them. But he consistently stuck with 40 people. I thought that was really good. That's a testament to Nick's God-given ability to talk. So, did you want to see if 11:30?
I typed my typo and he's ready. If you want to bring him in, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do 11:30. I got a couple more things.
Yeah, we'll do a couple more things. We'll bring you in at 11:30. I said I actually had a typo of 12:25 or 11:25, but we're good.
Give Mike one task.
Typo. Well, I was trying not to be seen on the camera typing, so I don't get yelled at. But we'll bring the comedian in, Esllam, in here at 11:30 after we finish this. Do you want to cover the job is dead?
Oh yeah, that's I'll let you roll with that, dude.
So
let's do it.
I'm going to defend myself once again.
I noticed you're leaving that comment up.
Oh, I didn't mean to. I swear to God, I didn't mean
to.
Oh my God. Honestly.
Oh.
Okay, it's gone. I honestly did not mean that. That I swear to God, I didn't mean that. But anyway, I swear to God. So to go back to the tone alert thing.
Gee, you need an hour and a half to get through the whole thing.
Well, I'm just going to go right to the crunch. I coined the job is dead, and it's kind of like what my version. It's just like when I did Street Goon. I went at all the other meme pages came after me for using the word goon when I first came out. I think it's because I got so big so fast on the first Copville page that it was like I was getting accused of buying followers and spending money on things, and I'm like,
okay, pay your dues in the meme world, Mike.
I didn't pay my dues, and it went fast. And I said maybe it's because I'm funnier than you guys, but I caught hell for goon. It's terrible. Guys are like, you're going to get people indicted. So I put my version of what Street Goon is. It was Jerry Worm's picture, and it was like a proactive cop, XYZ. Okay. So I say the job is dead. And when I talk about the job is dead, I clearly mean that the TikTok admin guys getting indicted for good shootings, all the garbage, all the unions, all the Northeast doing 40 fucking years till they can retire, 35 years. The job is dead. Like that version of the job is dead. We're losing the old school Jerry Worms. Everybody can agree to that, except for one little short guy from Tone Alert and his buddy. And I think it's just one of them more than the other. But out of nowhere, they take a shot at me with the job. Was it the job is alive? The job's not dead. I'm the only one on the internet saying job is dead for that specific reason. So they come back at me with the job's not dead, and then they start posting all the little things and the things and all that stuff. So we kind of went back and forth. I think I was on a cruise the first time. It's always when I'm on a cruise. So we go back and forth. We argue. They're part of counterculture, and I am very passive. I am not an aggressive person. You guys are gonna meet me in South Carolina. I'm laid back as they get. I'm not. But when you start fucking with me, when I don't think it's correct, I'm gonna fucking buck back. So we had our.
You want to fuck on me?
Yeah, you want to fuck on me, bitch. So we had our back and forth back then in a kind of counterculture. Everybody's standing around looking, all that garbage. They decide they're not podcasters anymore due to low views, and they're bailing out this, that, and the other. Okay, cool. We go back and forth about that. I made a joke about the View, and that the reason they said podcast. So they're taking, and what's funny is they're taking shots at you, me, Jerry, everybody with their broad statements. All of my followers are FUDs and wear grunt style shirts. My followers are brainless, and I'm like, oh, so Jerry, like, blah, blah. I should retire. So it picked back up. They disappeared for 4 weeks. I guess it was 5 weeks, and they go back on a 5-week old comment that I made on another page.
Here's what's first off. Their post was, I'm just gonna call it like I see it. Their post was, "We got locked out of Instagram."
Okay, so they got locked out.
I've never heard that one in my life. Locked out. I don't know how you get locked out. If you forget your password, there's a million different ways to get in. But they did say we're leaving podcasting. So I don't believe that. It's kind of like if I rolled up and I'm like, what are you doing outside this house? You're like, oh, I got locked out. Like, that doesn't make sense if you live here. You know a way in. You're going to know someone that has a key. You're going to have a hide a key. You're going to have that just doesn't make sense. And we got locked out for 5 weeks. And then they posted, we're back. And to me, I would never leave and be like, yo, motherfuckers, I'm back, because I'm not big enough for people to go, oh my God, Tyler's back. People would just be like, "Oh shit, I forgot you existed for 5 weeks. What's up, man?"
Yeah. Well, that's what it was. And then of course it was the job is dead. Job's not dead when they came back, and they went back on a 4 or 5 week old post where a guy had his taser like completely fucking shot, and they took a shot at they conceded that it was all fucked up, but kind of not, and then took a shot at me, and I was like, you know what, today's the day. Like those fucking starfish in the dentist office on Nemo. I was like, today's the day. So I put it on my story. I was like, look at these fucking morons who announced they're back after 5 weeks gone, 4 weeks gone. Nobody knew they were gone, and they're back. And it's like, this is their fucking mentality. This is their garbage. And then they, I'm not going to say the really nasty low blow they took at me, but it was. But they made a post bragging that your local crime statistics are a reflection of your work productivity.
I remember that. That was
okay. So then I went and did. The internet's a powerful place. So they taking shots that John's not dead, and your local, your crime in your area is a reflection of your productivity. Well, where they live and work there's 93% of the nation is safer. They're the 7% of crime. So there's 93% of America is more safe than their city. And I thought that was interesting that if crime is a reflection of your performance, they're not performing very well. And then this is where I don't get nasty, because one of them had an incident that's pretty fucking silly, and multiple coworkers again last night. These guys are clowns. This dude can't fight a tweaker off. These dudes are morons. These are company men. Like I got and the people that work there. I can't verify.
We have been hearing they're company men for a little bit now. Quite a while. We've been.
Well, that the behavior is that of a company man. And I look at Kenny. Kenny's a good example of a guy that has an amazing admin. I covered that on my show this morning that comes out at noon, where if you have a great admin, I commend you. And I'm glad your agency is functioning properly. And Kenny's one of them. I know he gets a lot of leeway. He's an interdiction guy. Great. And that's where he would buck the job is dead. But he understands without getting his feelings hurt that there are a lot of places not like his. These guys make it out like this place is fucking, they got the place cleaned up, and they obviously don't.
They make it up like, yo, what's your problem? If you don't like where you're at, it's your problem. That's where I can't get down. Like, you were getting reports from very large department, multiple people saying these guys are not correct. We have many, 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 many admin problems, just like most police agencies out there. They're going around telling people personally that their admin is great and their department's great, but then they're telling the public through their Instagram, I guess, that pretty much if you're having issues in law enforcement, it's your fault. It's your attitude. And it's like, man, like,
I'm gonna read part of one of the messages because it's funny. And this is the deal. I'm not going to disclose who sent it, but it says I work with them. Their rainbow color flag emoji. They can't fight, but he owns a pair of nods. Make it make sense.
Yeah.
And I've got other messages before, like a similar thing where it was like, hey, man. And I feel like just like, you and I, and here we are again, like I did everything to avoid it. Like we're in a group chat with a bunch of people that have an important group chat for somebody that's going through something. And it's like, these guys are in there and they're insulting the people in the chat, making fun of this show, any show, all of us. But then when I pointed out, no, not that guy, you make a broad comment. So like I said, I sleep with grunt style sheets on my bed. That's how much of a FUD I am. Like I'm that guy. But and then I was getting knocked for being retired. Another one to help fund this guy's retirement. And I'm like, what are these fucking guys talking about? The one that runs his mouth is, I hate that you're in the same category. He's a short guy. And I think that it's showing through that
he's shorter than me, dog.
Yeah, he is. No matter how much crime he fights, he's 5'6". And he's never going to be taller. Look how tall you are. You're like 6'7".
Yeah.
But he's never going to be taller than that. And I made that joke that maybe the crime he's missing with that 93% is because he can't see outside the window. But that's that. I mean, like I said, I don't go on the offense.
You're not gonna comment on the really shitty part of them. What the
alleged.
They said something to you that some people, I think, most people were hoping it was just in bad taste and they didn't mean any harm by it. I'll just leave it at that. They said something really personal to you that was I don't care.
I disclosed something personal in my life to the group that's pretty serious, and they absolutely came back with an insult at me using the seriousness of that situation immediately.
I don't care if I was in a fist fight with you, Mike, and I didn't know who you were. I would never say that. I would never say that, even if I was fist fighting.
Immediately, it was me. It was gaslighted into Mike's lost it, and I sent the message black and white, like black. And you know what? I'll talk about it in Patreon next week because tomorrow's D-Day. I'll find out everything that's going on. So, but yeah, it's me. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Taylor Swift.
Here's the one thing I will say. We can run a business. We can try to keep it professional. But you look at, when you watch those old school mafia movies, like they are trying to stay under the radar. They really do choose violence, the very last resort. They try to keep everything business oriented. But if one of the made men goes, it's on, it's on. There's no, like, you put business aside and you go to war. And I mean, you can't, the way I'm looking at that is like, I could sit here and try to keep peace between people all day long, but there's one person in my life that I would just be like, in all seriousness, where's the shovel type thing? Yep. And it's you. So when you make the call, you actually asked me, I was going to blow it up before this happened on Monday driving in, and you asked me not to say their name. And I said, okay, like I won't. I'm going to talk about this crime statistic and I'll leave them out of it. So you stayed very neutral, diplomatic, and were like, hey, man, don't do that. I was like, okay. Then I never even brought it up at all. But at some point, dude, like, I can't just sit back and I think there's a comment like they're trying to be relevant, or they're trying to be bigger dudes than they are. And the easy way to do that, if I like fucking the psychopath that went after you, is he's irrelevant. So what's the best way to try to get relevant? Attack a guy way above you in hopes that he talks about you and gets people directed. Yeah.
Same thing. 4,000 followers. I'm not knocking followers. I don't care how many followers I have. They got 4,000 followers. They're sharing, resharing. They get probably 200 views on a story. Nobody's really paying attention to these guys, but it's a good tactic to come after somebody bigger than you to create some relevance. And, say what you want. I told you, Copville is Copville. It's a fucking meme page. Like half the shit, I make fun of myself. I was SWAT. I trashed SWAT. I was a supervisor. I was trash supervisor. Like it's all jokes about my own self. So it's not like I'm going after, and then to come after me like that, it's hilarious. But whatever. It is what it is, man.
All right. I'm going to make a phone call to old Nicholas G Money.
What? Okay. Camel toe reveal fucking job.
Hello?
What's up? You're live.
What's up?
Hey, what's the deal with Tiger King? Is he coming on or no?
His guy said something that national phones are down,
and
they're down all week, and if they're back up, they'll call. So I'm waiting, like, if he'll call, it'll be within the next 5 minutes.
Okay. So
or that number you gave me.
Yeah.
I'll call Mike's phone.
Okay, so what we'll do is
I got to get a wire then to route it in case he calls. Give me a second.
We'll launch Plan B at 11:35 if he doesn't call.
Yes, good idea.
All right.
All
right, there. I got to do everything myself around here. What is the deal? I'm about to call CC on live. What is the deal with the sponsor CC thing? Every time I think I have no idea what's going on, and now it seems like an inside joke that I don't know what the fuck's going on half the time. So I'm calling CC at 1:15 for professional reasons. He's helping me out with something, but I will sponsor CC if I know what the fuck. Shut the fuck up, Everett.
All right. If he calls, we're good.
All right. Yeah. So what we'll do is, can you let?
Yeah, I'll tell him we're good. Yep. Bring Esllam in.
Well, what if he calls in the middle of that? Do you want to wait till 11:35?
Okay.
Nick says if he doesn't call by 11:35, he's not calling. But I hate having this guy wait. So it's kind of your call.
I mean, I'm sure he wants to talk to Tiger King.
That's fair. That's fair. And then we'll pause his interview, do Tiger King, and then okay.
He said, "Don't worry about it." He said he's good. So we'll wait. He's good. He's watching. He said he'll wait till 11:35, so we can still keep talking about motherfuckers. What else we got? The principal stop. Do you gonna do that later? That was a fucking hell of a one.
No, I can play it right now.
Yeah, this is amazing.
All right, let me just share the screen. It's making its rounds, but he grabs the guy.
Suspect in his tracks. Surveillance video shows Pauls Valley High School principal Kirk Moore tackling a gunman in the school's lobby, where the suspect fired multiple rounds, according to an official with the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. Authorities say Moore was transported to the hospital in stable condition after being injured in the shooting. The suspect, identified as a former student of the school, was taken into custody, according to the Bureau of Investigation. The Garvin County Sheriff's Office said no students were injured. This is the moment a high...
Who was taken into custody?
Did you hear how they worded that?
No. You started laughing, so I thought maybe I
hit it again. What is the demographics of the suspect? Can you tell?
It looks white.
I can't tell.
A school principal stopped a shooting suspect in his tracks. Surveillance video shows Pauls Valley High School principal Kirk Moore tackling a gunman in the school's lobby, where the suspect fired multiple rounds, according to an investigation.
Is it cutting out for you?
Yeah.
Authorities say Moore was transported to the hospital after being injured in the shooting.
I just thought funny how the name of the suspect was like the
suspect, identified as a former student of the school, was taken into custody, according to the Bureau
of the school.
Yeah.
Here's my take, man. This man needs to be recognized by Donald Trump and given like the highest award possible for a civilian. That is insane. That is warrior mindset.
Yes.
I mean, he was, and you get to see that fucking school shooter did not put up a fight. You can see
the
how
interesting
fragile
thing.
and
It's like
soft they are. I mean, they're soft. They're going after kids, right? I mean, I know they're kids his age, but he's going after soft targets. As soon as some fucking 55-year-old dude that used to probably bench 315 tackles him into the fucking bench, in his mind, it's game over. Like, I'm not going to be able to do this, and I'm too much of a fucking coward to fight this man. So, yes, recognize this man as the hero that he is, and let's put him on the dollar bill.
A comment was brought to my attention that, and Steve Ladner would like this one, that principal did more for a school shooting than 389 self-proclaimed heroes at Uvalde. Like unarmed male principal saw that his school is in danger. There's shots being fired. 99% of humans get that hair on their back and they haul ass in the other direction. This dude went straight at it. That takes a level of mental fortitude to run at gunfire and then tackle a guy. That's pretty wild.
I mean, I'm not sure of any school resource officer. Not all states require one in schools. Like Florida requires a gunman, either a watchman or a guardian or somebody that's certified. But somebody has to be in that school as a guardian, whether it be a school resource deputy or, I think in Florida, do they have to be deputies? They have to be law enforcement, right?
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, the state law is some form. They start their own police forces at a lot of places, like.
Yeah,
such campus police. I'm pretty sure they have security, but there has to be a. He's saying no.
Who
can be a guardian?
It can be a guardian. Yeah,
he would.
I think that, but they've got to be. No, I'm just kidding, Justin. But they got to. I do remember that now. I think they're a joint effort between the county school system and the sheriff's office. The county pays them, but the sheriff's office trains them and is responsible for them. So it's kind of like but yeah, I remember when the Stoneman Douglas law came out that, you had to have a gun in every school. And it's like, dude, there's already a shortage of cops and now you got to put one in every school.
It was brutal. It was brutal. Yeah. So I was in the detective division when it passed. And obviously everybody's got a ton of schools. We have a ton of schools in the county, and all of a sudden, immediately, you have to fill them all. And we were doing 2-week stints, rotating as detectives, going to work schools for 2 weeks to try to keep up with numbers until they hired him. The only thing I will say that it did do, there was a negative effect, and I think it's still being done, is they're hiring inexperienced cops or fucking dinosaurs, and they're coming back. My bad. He told me last night. They're old people, dinosaurs, to come back. So again, the position is to protect the most vulnerable people on earth, children in school. It's a little, to just throw a person in a school. I guess that's better than no one, maybe.
Yeah,
but a
maybe
lot of people get hired and they're like, hey, he can't hack it on the road. She can't hack it on the road. SRO, off you go. And remember, you're it. It's you
protecting
got about,
our most innocent souls on this
on
planet.
on a good day, you probably got a 5 to 8 minute response from backup at that school. So it's either multiple dead or whatever before they get there.
I think teachers should be armed. I'm not gonna lie.
I agree.
I think they should have to go through a sheriff's office or a police training program that certifies them to carry in school. I think that maybe if it makes everybody feel better, maybe that everybody knows who's carrying. Like, they don't open carry, but it's not like just teachers can just start bringing guns if they want to. They've got to be on the books. They've got to probably check in every day. I have a firearm in this classroom. Yeah, make it all government red tapey, but armed teachers.
Yeah, arm them with fucking 300 blackout sub rifles with silencers, or not called silencers, what are they called? Suppressors, with suppressors from elevated silence. So get your elevated silence suppressor, get your 300 blackout rifle, put it all together, strap, and go walk around school and see if anybody wants to really shoot that school up that bad.
They don't. They want soft targets. They don't want any opposition. So do we doing?
Let me tell them already.
The problem is that we'll run. Now we're going to start cutting him short.
No, we got 40 minutes. 35 minutes.
We got 25 minutes.
Okay. Maybe he wants to stay. The next guest is what, 12:30?
No, 12.
Oh, yeah, bring him in.
He's not in.
He's right here. He's watching, dude. Give him a minute.
I can't see him. I see the device not connected.
Yeah, because he took his phone off.
Oh.
But
this is an operation we run, everybody.
Well, Lewis isn't here. The glue.
The glue.
He's working on it.
I see it. Now it's black.
Yeah, we're getting there.
There he is.
No, not on mine. There we go. All right, you want to bring him in? What's up, brother?
What's going on? What's up? What's up?
So I you have blown up fast. Great comedy. I get sent a lot of stuff, and at first, being the meme guy, that was like, who is this fucking guy? Like making these skits, and then when I started watching them, I'm like, okay, you're basically a meme, but doing a video of it, like all the funny scenarios. So tell us what you can about yourself and what led you to comedy, and anything, a cool story where you helped the community or something.
Yeah, help the community. My balls. I'm a retired sergeant from Jersey, so I had 13 years experience. I did like SRO, so it was funny when you guys were talking about the SRO stuff. So I did SRO for like I did it for like 2 years. I did it for 2 years. I wanted to get the fuck off the road. I was so sick of working patrol. Yeah, comedy, like content stuff like that, I've always been like a part of. I started doing TikTok like probably 4 years ago. I got up to like 230,000 followers. And I was doing like cop stuff on there, but not as like what I'm doing now on, because I would have got fired. I remember an ex-chief of mine wanted me to remove all my videos because I had my uniform, and the uniform policy doesn't allow.
I've been down that road.
Yeah, so I got the talk from that a couple of years ago. But yeah, I've always been into content, and then once I just recently retired as of April 1st, so I just jumped right into like making fun of cops because it's the easiest thing to make fun of. It's so easy.
Great
it's
views,
so
dude.
funny. Yeah, your views are, as I said, I think when I first saw your page, you were in the like 3,000 range, and then I went back and
it just went fucking skyrocket.
Are you still on TikTok?
Yeah, I'm still on TikTok. Okay. Yeah, my content on TikTok's a little different because once I removed all my like cop stuff, you know what I mean, it was like different content I started doing. But now I'm trying to transition into this kind of content because I know it does good on like a lot of platforms and stuff.
Are you looking at like stand-up comedy as well? Is that what you're getting into?
I've never done stand-up comedy, to be honest with you. I don't think I'm that funny. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I'd do good on a stage, but I'll try it for sure. Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah, I kind of look at it like I obviously do memes, but like I'm like the class clown funny. Like I have to have other people doing something to like make fun of it and then go, I got you, versus standing there going, why did the chicken cross the road? Like what the fuck am I saying? Like
more crowd work than anything.
Yeah. So what experience as far as law enforcement besides SRO? We'll skip over that. What anything else? Any units?
So I worked patrol my whole career. I got promoted to sergeant in 2024. I was a sergeant for 1 year. And then I retired this year as of April 1st. I can't really get into why I retired, but it wasn't anything like I didn't get fired or nothing. It was none of that shit. It was just, you know, I had a critical incident, and I can't really get into it more.
No, you're good. I'm good. So we're all the same. We're all quitters across the board. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm a quitter. Yeah, at the end of the day,
too.
You know, according to my old bosses, I'm a quitter. You know, and you know, I'm the faker. I'm the guy. You know, they just wanted to get out.
Yeah, that I did an episode today that airs on my own channel. It's very similar to that. Just if you try to get out or have something and you don't go with everybody, they just fucking the job eats you alive, man. They don't give a shit.
Dude, I had bosses that have yet to reach out to me to like check on my mental health, like, and I learned real fucking quick. You know, I'm 35, so I've been on since I was like 22, and I learned real fucking quick that guys will fuck you any chance they get. And they don't give two fucks what you've done in your career. They don't care about your mental health. They don't care about what you've experienced. They're opportunists, and they will take any opportunity to fuck you in the ass. That's just how it goes.
Beautiful.
I've learned that real quick.
I think, and that is like when I talk about the job is dead. That's my angle. Is there are good places? There are. There's just like there's good restaurants, bad restaurants. Like you can go to McDonald's here and it's a disaster. You go to this one here and it's well run. It's just the same. But overall, I think more people have that story than, hey, I did my 25, they backed me all the way, did it great, I got my gun engraved, and off I went. That's the minority. The majority.
That's a fucking fairy tale dreamland ending, is what it is, you know. And in my like area, the departments that I know of, like a lot of us are like small town like cops. We don't have a lot of residents. We don't have a lot of crime. You know, you get your days where it's like hot, but the small departments are so fucked up. Like it's so bad for your mental health where, you know, you got to blow the mayor in order to get your promotion. There's no process, you know, there's no nothing. Like they don't care. It's what have you done for me now that I'm going to remember in 5 minutes. It's not what you've done the past 10 years. It's what are you doing for me right now? Are you blowing me right now or not?
Yeah. The irony of what you just said is my entire episode I recorded earlier, literally my entire, and you just basically summarized it. And that's exactly what I was trying to say. You could do all the greatest things in the world, leap the buildings, save everybody. And then it's like, hey man, your oil change is 300 miles late. Like you're a fucking piece of shit or you know, whatever it may be. It's like you're fucking
oil change. You wrote down the wrong mileage on your car, or you forgot to put the mileage in your car at the end of your shift. And then your chief's coming over your head. Well, why didn't you put your mileage in?
Oh yeah, and then you get the infamous, we're noticing a pattern.
Yeah, like, we're noticing a pattern.
You want to. I fucked up paperwork twice in a year, but this is your pattern. Okay, I get it.
Do you want me to bring a resiliency officer for you? Would you like to talk to a resiliency officer? You know, because I think something might be wrong.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. These guys are like you were saying, like you guys were saying before, the whole dinosaur thing. Like I know we don't want to use dinosaur, but some cops stay way too fucking long. And they're stuck in this like 90s era of policing, and they're stuck in this old mentality, and like everything now new to them is like, oh, we didn't do that. We should do it a different way. You know, we've done things different. We did it our way. Oh, I don't give a fuck about your way. How about you adapt to what the fuck's going on in the real world today?
That's one of my biggest arguments, and my spouse's big arguments. That whole we always did it this way. Oh yeah, okay. We used to drive old cars. We used to not have tasers. We used to try to beat people with sticks instead of like controlling them. So like at some point you have to evolve. And even in Florida, it took like 25 years for their basic qualification to evolve to like even have movement involved in it. For 25 years we shot from a static position, which if you can't hit a target standing still, like you should not even be a cop anyway. but it like took 25 years for Florida to finally go, well, let's step 3 steps to the left and have them shoot. And it was like, okay, at least it's something.
Yeah.
But like the mentality is they say it's not broke, don't fix it, but it's completely fucking broke, laying in pieces, and they just walk over it.
Don't forget the hand up, get back with
get
the
back.
baton. The video, I made a video on that.
I saw
it. It was the funniest thing in the world because it's literally how they train in the academy. It's like half of you've never been punched in the fucking face, right? It's like Mike Tyson said, everybody got a plan to get punched in the face. A lot of these cops nowadays are getting hard. Listen, I'm not saying I'm fucking Mike Tyson. I'm not saying I'm the toughest motherfucker in the world. That I've been in thousands of fights, but I'm not a bitch at the end of the day. Like a lot of cops nowadays that are getting hired, it's so easy to get. Like back in the day, it was hard to get the job. Now it's easy to get the job, but it's also easy to lose. It's easier nowadays just because of what's going on.
Or up there where you're at, they're fucking indicting everybody.
Ooh, in Jersey?
Yeah.
The politics in Jersey is a lot of small towns in North Jersey are not ran by the chief. Most of them are not. It's the mayor. The mayor is your boss. He's your chief. He's the one calling the shots. He's the one hiring. There's no process, official like promotional process. It's just, hey, you got me 1,500 votes for my election. I'm promoting you. The guy has one eye, 3 legs. He can't spell his own fucking name. Has no college degree, nothing. But he's promoted in 3 years to sergeant. Yeah. That's how it goes by us. In Jersey, it's the worst. It's the worst. I can't even explain it. I wish you guys could just be in my head to see the shit that I've seen in my career in the 13 years. It's fucked up.
I bet.
Like real quick, while we're producing a show Tiger King is going to be moved to Wednesday. Called Way Too Late. He had to go right now, and
next week we got line of the Tiger King, and
guy's a legend.
Yeah,
Nick's trying to coordinate it on the phone. I don't know why he didn't call the number he was supposed to, but so Nick scheduled it to Wednesday.
Okay, good. Wednesday. Yeah, good. All right. We'll be.
I got to tune into that one. Can't wait to see that guy.
Yeah, we had a quick one with him, but we booked him for 30 minutes because he's obviously he got the America through COVID with his fucking show, so it's like a legend. Sucks he's in prison, but even the Tiger King gets blown off by anti-hero if he's late.
It's not that. It's the amount of like you kind of like were shifted around, but you were pretty cool about it. But we have a guy coming in at noon that I don't have as good a contact with you as we do you. And so then if he came on right now, we'd have to shift you into 12:15 because I want to talk with you for at least half an hour, and then that guy gets shifted, and it's just
I get it. It's all good.
Yeah. So your page is inspired by trauma, right? Like everybody else.
Oh yeah. You got to see the messages I get from cops that are like, dude, can you do a video on this? Can you do a video on this? Can you do a video on that? And I'm like, I got you, bro. Don't worry about it.
Do you have a Patreon?
I don't.
Okay, you need to. You need to get a Patreon.
Yeah.
Because here's what's going to happen. I did it twice. 135,000 the first time, 83 the second. At some point, that becomes. It's not you're being greedy or asking for handouts, but your time is valuable. Obviously, you only have so much time on earth. So you're going to learn as it grows. I'm sure you dealt with it on TikTok, but TikTok's less DMs. It's more hit and run. I would start a Patreon now, get it sent, and like $5, dude. If you guys really want to communicate that much and have input on skits or have just set a tier, and you're like I said, answering 100, 200 messages a day is impossible. Then everybody's got a request. That would be my advice to you: is get a Patreon, get that rolling. And that way,
I appreciate that.
That's a better way to communicate. We have a massive, huge, just great group of guys in Patreon. That's where we shoot the shit, have long conversations, and all that stuff because. Instagram is just plus all the people that cuss me out and hate me. I got to filter those out too. So you're going to deal with those as well. But that would be my advice: is get yourself a Patreon and
it's funny. I actually was coming up with a merch drop that and I was going to use your quote, "The job is dead," right under it. It was going to be
you have my permission.
It was going to be a picture of like a politician, like a fat politician, carrying a cop as a baby. And under it was going to say the job is dead.
Beautiful. You have, even though I can't copyright it and it's common, but I 100% authorize that to happen.
The job is dead, man. Every time you say it in your videos, I'm like, dude, the job is so fucked. It's ridiculous, man.
I don't know how anybody argues it. Like,
I don't know how they argue either.
And it's, two people can be right at the same time. Like you can be right, but to not see the overwhelming sweep of indictments, firings, public just massacre of police, like.
But the problem is we're our own worst enemy, right? So like cops we're the own worst enemies. So within departments, like I feel worse and more unsafe in my four walls than I do on the street. I'll trust the shitbag on the street before I trust half of the guys in my department. I swear to God.
Isn't it funny how everybody says the same? It's like we've all said it in our first podcast when I started. Like every person that is realistic and has a realistic expectation that the job was supposed to be great and it was supposed to be a brotherhood and a family, like we were told when we were new cops, you verbatim, like every cop that's been through like real police work, like it all ends up at the same place.
Dude, I had bosses that would walk into like our PBA meetings with a phone in his pocket, like half, the little pocket. I'm not even joking. I swear to God, phone like this in his pocket, talking about sitting back in like the back of the room, just sitting there like this. And guys are like, "Fuck are you doing?
Brotherhood.
What are you doing?" Like you had guys walking around with a little black book, right?
Just looking to fuck someone
just
over,
waiting.
Just looking for it.
They see you leave a minute early. Your shift ends at 7. You left at 6:58, 6:59, and it's this. Writing down shit. And these are bosses. These are lieutenants, sergeants, like captains. And then the funniest thing to me is, okay, you wrote down in your little black book. Cool. You're a supervisor. Why don't you do anything about it?
Yeah. Yeah, you let it go for months.
You let it go for years.
Yeah.
Fuck months, years.
Yeah.
Go fucking do something about it.
That's an interesting point of law enforcement in general. And that goes on the street and in the building. It's like we will walk by something for years. Yep. And then that one day it's like, today's the day. That dude's been late 7,000 times. He's friends of the administration, but today, or this didn't whatever. Today, we're going to deal with that. Today,
we're going to use it today, is what they want.
Exactly. Today we're going to use it. I'm going to use it right now in this moment. Yeah.
If you're one of the boys, I mean, it's not because it sounds like we're crying and complaining, but I mean, me and Mike have touched upon it. There's guys that can do whatever they want because they're close with admin. You could be late, 1 minute late every day. Unilaterally with somebody else, and then they're going to literally pick you out and then go, don't worry about that guy. You've been late every day. Or it's something, we all leave shift. We all start heading home 5 minutes early, right? We all start heading back 5 minutes. It could be scripture all for 10, 20, 30 years at that department. If they want to use it against you, they will.
No, 100%. Absolutely. My favorite was always the bosses that would complain about like you calling out sick. And then it's like the same
like
fucking boss.
Time you're taking from
the same boss would come up to you like, and it's just you and him and be like, yeah, man, gotta call out sick. You gotta call out sick. Don't even worry about it. Fuck it. Cool. It's your time. It's your time, bro. Call out sick. Fuck it. But the minute you do, he's running to his boss and he's like, hey, you saw Zakaria just called out. I'm just saying it's the 10th time.
Dude, when I realized I was a government worker, probably about 8 years into my career, I was like, oh, I'm done being a cop. I'm a government employee. I started going around telling people like, dude, you guys know we have like 300 hours of free leave. It's called sick leave and we're allowed to use it. I was just like, I'd be up late, I'd be like, fuck it. I don't feel like going to work. I'm like, I'm sick. Later.
It's the greatest thing in the world. What are you gonna do? Dude, no, hear me out. I've lost money to call out sick. I said, take fucking money. I don't give a shit. I was young. I was 24. My boys are hitting me up. Yo, you want to go to the bar tomorrow? I'm like, yeah, put me out sick, Sarge. I'm not gonna be in. I don't feel good. Bye, let's go. We're out. Like, I didn't give a fuck.
That definition of sick, the definition is very, very wide. You have a wide range of different kinds of sickness. And then they get it. Here's the thing. Do you physically have to have the sniffle and sneezes because everything's mental health now, right? Until you actually have mental health problems, then it's like, forget it. So if you're like, hey, dude, I'm fucking anxious today. Like I had a bad call yesterday. You know what? I'm going to just stay home and chill out. That's the same version of a sick day. That's what it's for, is like 100%. Mental health. Like, hey, today is it. I had a fucking death or whatever. I had a shitty call. It was a miserable day. I was call to call, 40 reports, whatever it is. I'm going to fucking stay home today.
Mental health
fucking charge. And you're a piece of shit. But then when you go to work and you're sniffling and sneezing, trying to tough it out, what do they say? Hey, fuck stick. You should have fucking taken a day off. You're a fucking piece of shit.
Go home. Get the fuck home. You're sick. Get
leave. They don't want you to go home. They just want to yell at you to go home.
Out of here.
Dude, I remember during COVID, they would be like, I'd be like, I think I have COVID. I'm like, do you want me to go get checked? And they're like, no, don't go get checked. I'm like, why? They're like, they're like, we don't want to prove you have COVID. We just if you feel sick, go home. We don't need the staff. Like, okay.
Yeah. Now you're understaffed, and now it's overtime. And
what a job, man. I laugh about it. It's like, what? Like, nobody really understands that either. They think we're a bunch of crybabies. Nobody understands that because it's just different than a regular job. It's different than working at a store. It's different. There's not as much pressure. It's just a different fucking animal. And it's like, you can never do anything right. There's just, you just can't. They can make it wrong, everything.
If you do the right thing as a cop, with your guys, and you're treating guys with respect, you're not fucking your own guys over, you're not bending the knee. Like, I had a boss, excellent, cop, never bent the knee. He refused. Guess what happened to him, boys?
Yeah.
Got
demoted,
skipped.
Ran out. Yeah, didn't get promoted to lieutenant. Yeah.
Got skipped.
Isn't it funny how all of us can talk about the one guy we knew? Like, we worked at, Tyler worked at a couple 1,000-person agency. I was in the 500s. It's like, I did an episode today. I can name 2 guys that were supervisors throughout my 23 years. Where it's like, that's the guy. And people probably think, isn't everybody cool? Don't they all treat all y'all together? I'm like, right? No, I can name 2 guys.
You guys had. So you're saying 1,000? It's 1,000.
Tyler worked at a huge
agency, right?
Yeah,
1,000 man agency. You had about 500. I had fucking 20.
Oh my goodness.
Jeez. Yeah, that's toxic.
Man department. So everybody's business in that motherfucker. And who's cheating on whose wife, and who's got a side chick, who's there, everything, right? And you're at the same time, you're like, I'll just keep to myself. It's not my business. Like, you do what you got to do. Don't involve me in anything, though, please, because now I got to see you every fucking day. You know what I mean? So you just knew everything about everybody. So it made it that much worse. You want to talk about mental health? Oh, forget about it.
Isn't that funny when you watch that guy who was having 4 affairs and dodging calls, and he goes all the way to patrolman throughout your 20 years, all the way to deputy chief. And then he's like, hey man, you're a little, you yelled a little bit on that call, and you're a little bro, you're fucking chicks in your patrol car, three girlfriends and a wife, and you were in the wrong county, on duty in a different car, all this wild shit this guy did.
Now you're dropping your car off on a fucking Saturday. Yeah. You're an admin working Monday through Friday. You're dropping your car off on a Saturday.
Getting a ride.
So your old lady could drive by and be like, he's working. Get the fuck out of here. You're not slick.
That's the funniest part of a small department, because my first department was 40, 45 in that same ballpark, where the guy who was a shitbag went all the way through the ranks and got deputy chief, and you're like, how did this guy get here? How do we do with this? How do we deal with this? So
the guy's failed 3 academies. The guy can't shoot on a range. He can't even spell his name. The only thing he knows how to do is type up a fucking chat GPT IA internal against you, and that's how it fucking goes. That's right, literally how policing is now.
We got about 5 minutes left before we go to break. We're gonna have you pump yourself with they want some jokes, man. You got anything good? Do you want to hit them with something? They said they got 2 pissy former bitter. I'm just the chat, man. Look at this is what Clint said. He got us on every day. We have bitter cops on every day, which is me and you.
Listen,
I don't couple of his videos, man.
I wouldn't say I'm like a comedian on the spot, but
you're a skit guy.
Well, I'm a skit guy, right? So I'm working on the jokes. I really am. Go to the Academy video. That's the best video I have. The Academy. Go down, scroll down, keep going. It's the one where I'm wearing. You see a mat? Nope, not that one. Keep going.
Yeah, this one
right there. The one with the green pants. No. To the green pants right there, where it says Police Academy Training. To your left. Down to your left.
Down and left.
With the green pants, the green cargos.
Oh, got it. All right, there's a 2-second lag. Okay.
Yeah, this is the best one.
All right, everybody, gather up. Defensive tactics. Okay.
Academy.
I'm a white belt. I've been training my whole life. All right. I'm 43 years old. Divorced 3 times. 3 times. Okay. Shut the fuck up. Every single one of you. Matter of fact, everybody on your face while I tell the story. Today, we're going to be learning the art of get back. All right. This is the most effective thing in policing. This baton, this is how you do it. Follow me. Everybody up. Follow me. Hand goes up to block. Get back. Get back in the academy. Okay. You saw how I swung that? That's what you call a black belt. Okay. None of you will ever have that. All right. Everybody up. Get on your face. Come on. Let's go.
The whistle and everything.
Johnson. Here. Get back.
What was that one?
It's gonna work on the street, bro. Just listen to me.
It's so true because it's something that I experienced, and I'm sure every other fucking cop
Everybody. I still cook the videos where the agency tries to be motivational and post a video of the pepper spray and then the beating the bag and swinging the stick, and it's like, in 23 years, I never ended up pepper spray chasing a random guy around trying to catch him and hit him with a knee spike. Never once did it happen.
Never.
I did learn that, like, you should study case law policy, learn some other stuff, but I never ran after a guy, pepper sprayed, and had a foam stick in my hand to swing at him. No. Never once. It's kind of like stop, drop, and roll. That was very exaggerated. I never have caught on fire in 50 years, but boy, did we learn that.
You guys have tasers in your departments or no?
We did.
You guys have tasers?
I use mine.
You guys are mad about it, right?
So we don't have tasers in Jersey. Not many, we don't. My department didn't. So all you had was your baton. I never carried my baton once.
I only use my baton to poke hobos and ask them to please move. Get out of here. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, I just did the foot tap. I would just be like, hey man, come on, dude. I gotta take you to the hospital. I'm not trying to arrest you for the 98 warrants you have right now. Please.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Go ahead and if you want to pump your socials to the crew and let everybody know where to find you, what you're about.
Yeah. Bolice Z for my Instagram. My YouTube is Bolice12. And those are the two, honestly, that I mainly been trying to build right now. And now I'm gonna start the Patreon, like you fucking said.
Yeah, you got to do it.
I'm gonna call it the anti-fucking hero Patreon.
The fucking job is dead. The job is dead. Patreon, man.
Patreon.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you guys having me on.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much.
I wish you guys nothing but success in your lives, and God bless, bro.
You need anything, hit us up, dude. We'll help you out.
Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely we'll talk. Appreciate you guys.
Yep.
Later.
All right, guys. After a quick commercial break, we got Hal Miller from Sharks Happen, one of my favorite YouTube channels. So stick around and we will be right.
Over a century ago in 1910, the Flexner Report, funded by John D. Rockefeller and the Carnegie Foundation, re-engineered medical education from a holistic whole-body approach, which appropriately treated the body as an interconnected system, to a compartmentalized approach under the guise of specialized medicine. They shut down or consolidated medical schools, marginalized naturopathic, homeopathic, and chiropractic medicine, replacing them with symptom management and synthetic drugs. Allopathy is a marketing strategy rooted in fear and manipulated science. This philosophy carried into veterinary medicine, resulting in over-vaccination, unnecessary surgeries, and manufactured food, just like they did for people. They call it care, but it's predatory and based in profitability. The truth? Toxicity, compromised immunity, and chronic inflammation. They're not fate. They're engineered. And so is your power to undo them. We built 3 targeted formulas to return the body to homeostasis, for pets and people. To detox, defend, and restore. We are the correction to decades of corruption. We are vengeance.
Welcome back, everybody. And of course, this show is also brought to you by Flatline Fiber Company. Go to flatlinefiberco.com, use promo code ANTIHERO15. Save 15% on the rifle slings, IFAX dump pouches, and baseline bags. Made in America with a lifetime warranty. Since their founding in 2019, they've strived to create the highest quality gear with real-world functionality. Trusted by SWAT teams, high-level military units, police agencies, and civilian shooters across the globe. They make gear you can trust. Go to flatlinefiberco.com. Use promo code ANTIHERO15, save 15%. And, of course, also Crave Creatine. Go to trycrave.com. Use promo code ANTIHERO15, save 15%. Creatine, if you're not a lifter, in the last 10 years, lots of studies have come out showing the cognitive function is way better with creatine. Don't look at Mike. He's not that big. He just zooms his camera in. But you can increase strength up to 30%. You can increase your size up to 30% with just creatine alone. Creatine is way easier in the form of gummies now. So if you don't like Crave, if you try it, you don't like it, they'll give you a full money back. It's guaranteed. So go to trycrave.com. Use promo code ANTIHERO15. Save 15%.
And Goon Tape. Go to goontape.com. Use promo code ANTIHERO15 for 15% off. If you're a tactical athlete looking for an edge, try some moisture-activated wicking raid tape. It's made from premium homegrown cotton and synthetic fibers that keep you on target in the fight. Even, Clint, when the work gets wet, it stays gripped. Plus, it's made right here in the United States. If the promo code doesn't work, which they're still working on, just email them after you order. Tell them you're part of the Anti-Hero gang, and they will give you a refund of your the difference. So go to goontape.com, Anti-Hero 15 for 15% off. Great company.
All right, full disclosure, I spilled my coffee in the microwave, Mike. Sorry about that.
Eat one more thing.
So I
Try
only got a little
zoom in.
bit left. Without further ado, Hal Miller from the YouTube page Sharks Happen. What's going on, Hal? Can you hear us?
You guys are coming in and out.
How about now?
Oh, now I can hear you.
Yeah, right when we bring people on, it's really fuzzy for like 3 seconds and then nothing. Can you hear us?
Still can't hear.
Check. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, I'm going to try. Maybe he can't hear me, but he can hear Mike.
You got to do the Lewis trick. Tyler's working on his audio.
Okay, as long as he can hear you, I'll be right back. Tell him I'll be right back.
We'll be right back. 100% surfs up, bro. Be careful with our chat. Try not to read it because they're ruthless, nasty individuals, especially Josh.
I'm not worried. I don't listen to any of
Good.
that.
If your feelings are going to get hurt easy, ignore everything Josh says. You'll be fine. CC is questionable. CC's questionable. Ja absolutely will just be inappropriate.
Great.
All right, can you guys hear me now?
I can.
I don't think you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we're good. We have this weird thing where like we have to switch it on and off, like kind of unplug it, plug it back in. Sometimes
one day we're going to hire a producer, somebody to fix all this stuff.
Yeah.
Till then, here we are. Can you hear me now?
I
like
can hear
Verizon.
So, Hal, I've been a fan for probably 4 years.
No, I can't hear
I can't hear you.
I can't hear the other mic, I think. I can hear you, but I can't hear the
You hear me?
Yes.
So he can hear you, but not me.
Yeah, that's the only person. It's the only person that matters too. But unfortunately, Tyler's got all the questions and all the statements. So,
all right, I'll tell you what. Tell him to
be
back
an
out.
easy interview then.
We're
Tell
gonna
him
have
to back out and then
try
come back in.
out and coming right, starting all the way over.
Okay.
Leave the lobby, come right back in.
Great.
I've never had that happen before.
No,
Where they can hear one person, but
no, I've never seen that. Lewis usually pushes some buttons and does something.
I wonder if it's a one ear.
You can hear the gay one. You can't hear the gay one. This is the best comment section ever, dude. Yeah, I don't tell them about Ja. It can get rough.
Worst case scenario, you'll have to ask him questions like what got him into sharks.
Hey, man, I've known you for my whole 3 minutes.
I'll just tell you what to say.
Just hold up a sign and I'll read it.
I'll just tell you what to ask him. Be like a translator.
Doesn't matter if he can hear Tyler. He's useless anyway.
Dude, you guys are fucking ruthless.
You know, John Tavius did a post for me last night. Yeah, he posted my wearing the new shirt. He got the new shirt on, and all right, bring him in.
How about now?
How about you? Can you hear him, Mike?
I can hear you now.
All right, we did it. Okay, cool. We run a very tight ship here, Hal, as you can tell.
Hey,
Very
same, man. I don't have any scripts. I just talk to my people.
man. So I've been a fan for I'd say probably 3, maybe 4 years now. But and I was talking about this at the beginning of the episode. I was notorious back in the day for not subscribing because I would just get in the content and I would start watching. And of course, my algorithm would just, even in not subscribe, would feed me, okay, you like this. So every day I worked night shift. I'd get off work in the morning. I cooked myself a meal, and I'd put on Sharks Happen. And if you hadn't put out a video that night, I would go back and watch an old one. And then all of a sudden, I didn't know it. I wasn't seeing your videos anymore. And then the other day, like literally 2 weeks ago, I go, oh my God, that channel with that guy Hal. And I went and found you, and you've been putting out videos the whole time. It's just YouTube decided not to show me. And when I caught back up with you, I'm still trying to figure it out because I would have to go back a lot. There's a little bit of an escapade that you are on now where, YouTube is kind of like shadow banning you.
Yeah. Well, it's not just me. They have a whole separate set of programs they programmed. I figured it all out. and they're snuffing everybody out, and other people are sped up because of how they rigged it. And I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Do you think there's any particular reasons, like content or?
Oh, it's so many different creators. I think they're going by, because I'm not a political show, I think they're going by who we subscribe to. That's the only way to know who I was when I started my channel.
Okay. I think I'm picking up what you're throwing down.
Comments are brutal, dude.
What got you in? Because as far as I can tell, you don't have a history of Hal Miller episodes. So what got you into sharks? What did you do before this? Have you always been into them?
I've always been into them. I was a machinist for about 25 years in Michigan, CNC machinist. But when I was about 13, at school, there was a book, Shark Attack, by H. David Baldrige. And I took that out of I don't think I ever returned it. I liked it so much. But there's one attack in there, and that's the Bob Bartle attack. And as soon as I read that, I was hooked on these attacks. And I have been ever since. And I kind of took a break from it for a while around 2000, early 2000s. And then after the lockdown, like I said, I was in Michigan at the time, and we were locked down. So I was watching a lot of people doing videos, and I was like, well, maybe I'll do a channel. And I researched how you do a channel, and that's how I knew a lot about the algorithm going in. But I did all my research on how to do a channel, didn't know what kind of channel I wanted to do. Went down to see my father in the Keys. He told me when we were discussing things, they were laughing at me because I said I would never go in that water. I said, there's sharks in the water. This is sharks don't eat people. And I started hearing that from more people, and I started wondering what people are being told about the sharks, because that's not what I learned when I was 13 back in the 80s. So I decided that would be what I was going to do, and I'm already a huge fanatic of them. I don't know, just interested as could be in shark attacks. And I decided that I would do the show, came up with the name Sharks Happen. And I wanted that name to try to let people know that I'm not on some negative side of sharks and shark attacks, that it just happens. So that's where the name came from. It came really quick. I did 5 videos and forgot about the channel for about 3 months. You can see a big gap from my first 5 videos till when I got monetized. Did those 5 videos. My sister calls me, you have 3,500 subs, tens of thousands of watch hours. So I went ahead and monetized. And then I did a couple more shows, and they were 7 minutes long about that. And people wanted longer episodes and more attacks. And then I came up with my ending segments of You're an Idiot, What Were You Thinking, and What You've Been Eating, Shark. And the channel blew up after that. All my analytics doubled when I added my ending segment. But the show just came from a conversation that I had with my father and a couple of his friends down in the Keys.
I think why I resonated with your show in particular is because, just like you said, you're not a humanitarian, sharks are, and you're also not, Quinn from Jaws, let's kill them all. You're just stating facts. These happen. These incidents happen, and almost like create your own, caution, if you will, So
yeah, I just want to inform people of what really happens, and I go back and I try to find all the news articles I can, no matter how old the attacks, and use everything I can find and tell them just the facts of what had happened. And that way they're informed. I'm just informing people. I'm not like what I call Shark World, where I'm telling them what to think. I'm showing them what happened. You think what you want.
So you're like the shark police. You're getting the story that's been told and actually making sure it's told correctly.
That's right. Yes, because there's
a market for people, just, I guess, beach, I'm sure resorts, beaches, all those people have a interest in saying that it's not true.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So there is an effort out there to maybe not let the truth come out due to somebody gaining monetarily, whether it be resorts, cities.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident it's when they went ahead and looked at X, there was a back channel where people were asking to have people shut down that they found in this cloud thing. Well, I think they have the same thing here, because I have a shark attack channel, and all my videos, and I used to explain this in all my early shows, they're all just a record of how I'm going to put these in my spreadsheet that covers all these attacks. And I'm just telling people how I am putting it in there. So did it try to eat the person? Was it territorial and it was just a bite and go away? Tell them how that is. It's a video record of that. And then I get to my stat shows where the last one I went over 625 attacks we'd covered. And it's got the lowest views I've ever had on any videos. So all my specials are snuffed. And the one I did on myths and trends, because things like bite and weight, mistaken ID, those are completely fabricated. That does not happen. I went over 1,000 attacks already on the show, and we can't find it, but they still talk about it. So I think they don't want to have to answer questions that I'm bringing up. Especially, I've told people that if you can't taste salt in water, you will not see a shark. And I stand by that. And I've looked at who supposedly proved bull sharks in fresh water. And I'm seeing a lot of things that I don't like in there that I see in other things that, let's say, academia is spread out in, and there's no way to prove something one way or the other.
And I noticed sometimes there would be, you would pull up documentation of an incident, and then you would pull up firsthand accounts, and you would compare the two, and you're like, this was not documented the way this person that witnessed it or went through it said it. And there's no explanation other than it just seems like some people maybe want narratives to be spun a better way.
Oh, absolutely. I've caught, I did one attack. His name is James Oakley. I'll never forget his name because I'm going through this thing and they're talking about the shark lifted him up out of the water. He walks out of the water. He's got blood running down his leg, but he only needed shots. Now, this is possible if it was a 7 or 6 gill shark. They seem to not have much pressure even to break through a wetsuit. But if you're lifted up out of the water and you're walking off bleeding, I'm like, where did they get this information? And then I finally found it in a Mammoth Book of Shark Attacks. And it's a good book, but it's not the Shark Attack book. H. David Baldrige used to run the International Shark Attack file under the Navy. And they took this Mammoth Book of Shark Attacks and left out some details and just put it in their report. And I'm like, well, why is that? And then I'm starting to find things that are reported now that are different than back when it happened. So that's why I find these reports. I want to see what the people actually said, what the victims actually said, what the wounds actually were, so that people understand exactly what happened in the attacks. That's all I'm doing. And, you know, it was just open there that I think that there was a lot of things not being said that are true. And it left me an opening to come in and just tell people, this is what happened. And you guys decide what you want to think. And that's how it is.
We got to go. So we have a really strong support base of listeners, and they are busting my balls in the comments because they're like, clearly
There's a couple
Tyler
of chats you have to get to as well.
But you're a big YouTube. I was watching YouTube before I was ever even considering on YouTube, and you know, you just went out there, no script, and just started winging it. And I think personas help people's channel when you could hear the same story from someone like Mike over here, and it's like, boo, Mike's boring. And then I tell it, and it's like, wow, I love it. And they're mainly huge super fans of me. But we did have somebody with a super chat. I got to find it.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a CNC machinist in Grand Rapids, and it sucks. What do you say about Bethany Hamilton then? Soul Surfer.
Anytime I hear her name, I go back to that comedian that's standing there, and he, if you ever pull up that clip, it is the funniest thing. He talks about her losing her arm and how she talks about she's going to go back in the water. He says, how'd you lose your other arm? What do you want to lose your other arm? And it's just the way it is. I mean, I don't understand people that could, you know, be changed for life and still be okay going out there and having it happen again, and possibly. My mind doesn't work that way. And a lot of my viewers, I laugh at a lot of things. I find humor in almost everything. I love to laugh. And I have to hold myself back from laughing at some things because it's just so different than my mind. It's funny to me. And people that I'm laughing at the people. No, I'm laughing at how different people can be. People that like to be in the water, comfortable to be in the water, and people like me that are afraid to death of not just sharks, but almost everything in the water, jellyfish included. So I just see differences between us. And yeah, but Bethany Hamilton, you know, tiger sharks are bad, though. They're probably the scariest shark to me just because of how sharp those teeth are. And it's so easy for them to remove something from your body when they aren't even out to eat you. That just freaks me out.
I mean,
will go ahead and attack you and go ahead and try to finish the job a lot of the time. And great whites, I think, when they're desperate, they've missed their seals. They only have a 50% success rate at catching seals. So you go a couple weeks without one of these sharks eating, and what are they going to do? I think they're going to go find the easiest prey they can to keep them moving, to be able to go get the prey that they need.
We have a
host
of, I want to say, we have a host of like talented and very epic guests in our chat sometimes. So they ask questions. So I'm gonna put this question up. You don't have to answer it, but this is one of the main questions that's going around. Do sharks prefer to eat in certain races?
I don't think so.
That's what we deal with, just so you understand.
No, I understand the question, and I've had the question too. It seems that the problem is there's probably a lot more of a certain demographic in the water in certain areas, and that's caused by different ethnicities, races in different areas. So
that's true.
In Africa, you're going to get a lot more bites on all different races. If you're at a vacation spot, you're going to get bites on all different nationalities.
There's no sharks. There's no sharks in Chicago, so
there you go. I mean, one in Iowa, but again, the funny thing is with any shark that's been found way up in fresh water, it's always a fisherman that finds it. They've never seen one swimming. Nobody's ever seen.
Oh, so you're saying like you're not even counting the estuaries and the actual mixed salt. You're saying like what was it, like the Mississippi River or something like that? They found bull sharks, quote unquote.
Yeah. Now brackish water. That's the mix. And let me take Jeremy Wade and his freshwater bull shark that he caught.
Wow.
That it's a freshwater bull shark he caught. Well, I don't just take people's word on things. I research. That's what my whole show does. And my research always leads to more questions. If you're a scientist and you're researching something and it doesn't lead to more questions than answers, I don't trust you as a scientist. But when I got into the thing, it showed that the Breed River has 2 times a day. The problem with rivers is you have tides. Even if you're a freshwater river, you have tides and you have morphology of the river. Morphology of the river is how much salt goes up there, how much ends up in the sediment, and it just makes the water saltier. Whereas saltwater intrusion is the tides sending up the river every day. So on that Breed River, the tides are sent up that river every day 9 miles. And if the currents are running with the tide, it runs up 25 miles up that river. He caught that 3 miles from the ocean, 100% salt water. And if people watch that episode, they'll see the clear water sitting on top. That's called stratification. That's because there's so much salt in the water below there. They release the damn fresh water up there for that filming, and the fresh water stays at the top. So you can see that it's a lot clearer at the top, and it gets murky right below that surface. That's from them releasing a dam. That is pure salt water. And most rivers, including the San Juan, where they proved that the sharks were somehow breaching up rapids to get up to Lake Nicaragua, that thing, the salt travels 4 or 5 miles up that thing every day, twice a day. And that salt goes into the bed, it goes into the banks, and that just makes it saltier. The only way to make it less salty is to add more fresh water. And then you're not getting enough to do that on any of those places. And to clean up fresh water, like a lot of people like to bring up the alligators or the sharks that ended up in a golf course pond. Well, what happened is that thing flooded, sharks got in there, salt went in there with it, and eventually, especially because golf courses usually fertilized, that thing's going to be too salty for them to even live in.
Really?
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know this because they're stupid, but I'm just kidding. I love sharks. And I think it's pretty much common knowledge. Peter Benchley's novel Jaws was quote unquote based on the 1916 story of the Matawan Maneater, which was a New Jersey river where, and I can't figure out if they're saying it was a bull shark or if they're trying to spin it like a great white went up there. But is there any inconsistencies about that myth that you've seen?
I believe it's a bull shark. There was only 3 in the river. There was 2 outside of the river, miles from the river, like days before those 3. So Stillwell and Stanley Fisher, and the third kid that was bitten in the foot as he was getting out of the water. Those 3, I think, were bitten by bull sharks. And the reason I think that is because they grabbed a chunk out of Stanley Fisher's thigh, which bull sharks are known to just rip chunks out of there. But the shark never showed itself. Great whites usually top the water, especially in something shallow like that. I would expect people to see the shark. But bull sharks are not the same kind of attackers, and they're harder to see, and they could have stayed down in that water and just been biting on the legs. Now, the thing is that was close enough to the ocean also that's heavy brackish water. It's nowhere near fresh. So a lot of people hear river, they think it's fresh water. Well, some of them are pure salt water, but all of them get salt up into them. And I believe it's the Amazon once or twice a year. I think it might be twice a year. They get a tide that runs 500 miles up there. Pure salt water runs 500 miles up that river. So of course you're going to see some bull sharks up there. They're known to go into small rivers with banks and not a lot of room. And if there's salt there, you can see them. And if there's not salt and you can't taste it, I don't think you'll ever see a shark.
Okay. And I mean, and at the time when that happened, like let's say it was 5 attacks, 4 people died, or something along those lines. They're like, look at was it Australia this year? They're trying to, I'm not saying they're trying to, but could weather patterns and stuff like that be pushing sharks more towards people and then causing more attacks, which could cause mass shark hysteria? Or do you think that that's a myth either way?
I think that they're trying, I just went over, I added a new segment to my show and only did one of them so far, but it's called Get to Know an Expert. Everybody tells me about all these marine biologists, and because they have the schooling, they know more about shark attacks than I do. I started looking into them. One of them is a climate expert. So they're kind of trying to connect dots is what I think. They're taking and trying to make that excuse work for just everything in the world. I am so tired of hearing about climate change, global warming, whatever you want to call it, whatever they're calling it these days. They change the names of everything so much. I don't think that's the case. There's many more people out in the water than there are back, let's say, in the 1970s. And we only have double the attacks, if that. And there's exponentially more people in the water and exponentially more sharks in the water than there was after Jaws when they put the protections in on the sharks. So here we have decades of protected sharks, and now they're trying to tell us they're still endangered. They tell us that the numbers aren't up, yet more people are running into them. We're seeing more of these drone footage. The numbers have to be up. A great white shark, they have 10 to 15 pups when they have babies. 60% get to adulthood. And you ain't killing a shark unless you're an orca once you're at adulthood. So there's no way there is not a blown up population of great whites.
Wow. Hear that, guys? You learn something new every day. I just learned that. And I'm a shark enthusiast.
Well, the blue sharks have 100 to 150 pups.
I had no idea great whites even came close to that. I thought they were like a one pump, thing with like one pup.
There are 1-2 pup sharks out there, and those are protected, and they probably should be because they don't have a lot of pups. But when you have 6 to 9 great sharks making it adulthood every time a female has a baby, you have more sharks than you did 30 years ago.
Yeah. What's your favorite shark movie?
Jaws.
I would say, yeah.
After that, The Reef.
I don't know if is that the one where the woman was stuck on the rock.
That one was The Shallows, and I enjoyed that movie, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Reef is based on a true story. They just changed it up from a tiger shark to a great white, and it's a true story about Ray Boundy, who was the captain of his small fishing boat. He was out doing some fishing. He had Linda Horton, I think her name was, and I can't remember his first mate's name. But they ran into a storm. They got flipped over, and they grabbed some flotation devices and were trying to swim to a nearby, the Great Barrier Reef for some protection to be in shallower water when you get to the reef. And on the way, he was bitten first in the leg, and I believe it was hours later, it came back and bit the arm off or bit the leg off of the first mate. And so that he swam away from them so that they wouldn't get attacked. And they got to see the shark take it away. The next day it took Linda right out of his arms. So it is a crazy movie. They did a really good job. They used real sharks in the movie. And The Reef is probably the best realistic movie on shark attacks, whereas Jaws is a little sensationalistic. And my only problem with it is that it makes the rogue shark thing. The shark got a taste of human. That's all garbage. I don't believe sharks that have attacked more than one person.
Yeah, I mean, because animals do that, lions do that. They have the lions that had the damaged teeth back in the early 1900s that went around and they started eating humans because it's all they could eat, you know. But it kind of goes into the theory of it's the tiger sharks that haven't eaten in a while. They're just gonna eat an easier, you know, a meal. So, what's your take on these crazy?
Into these sharks instead of it onshore or maybe a mile offshore. I think if you run into them like in the middle of the ocean, they're more likely to consume you because they're not by probably one of their, you know, pinnipeds or someplace that they feed all the time. I would be more afraid, like, what was her name? Heather Boswell, when she was attacked. I think that shark would have done what it did if it was closer to shore. It was just 300 miles offshore. It's in the middle of nowhere, and it's going to be more likely, I think, to try to fill itself up for wherever it's going.
I watched. Is that the one that was off the cruise ship in the 90s?
Yep.
And she got her leg bitten off. And
Yep.
I saw something. I don't think it was your show where some expert or somebody was saying, like, I believe that shark was trying to eat her. It wasn't an exploratory bite at all.
Well, I'm saying that's the only not biting weight test bite where the shark went forward. Now, if a shark went ahead and bit somebody before and it went ahead and finished the job, nobody knows about it, then we don't know that it happened. So it probably happened before. But that shark bit a gentleman in the knee first. Everybody went back to the water. She ended up further away. And you could see that shark cutting her off from being able to make it to the where everybody is. And then it goes down. Looked like to me like a orca video you see where they come down and grab their trainer by the foot, grabbed her by the foot and pulled her under, and then released her, and she was able to make it to the boat. Then it came up, bit her in the leg, and got in a tug of war and bit her leg off. I think it was going to eat her too. If they didn't hold on to her, I think she would have been gone.
Yeah, these crazy videos now that we live in the age of cell phone footage is, you know, was it Egypt where the tiger sharks just, I mean, it's one of those things where like we didn't see stuff like that for hundreds of years and now we're able to see it. It's pretty gruesome. It'll keep you up at night.
That's Pop Off, and that is one of the most brutal videos I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of these videos that they're filming, and that one is hard to watch. You know, it's hard to watch any of them, but to hear, you know, it's one of those things where I've told people I'd rather be bitten once by a huge shark and be done rather than go through what this kid had to go through. And some nightmare like that it would keep me out of the water. I mean, once you see that video, I'm never going in that water again. That is just one of the saddest, most brutal videos I've ever seen.
Well, Hal, it was.
I have a shark story.
Oh
no way!
Honestly,
I swear to God, you never told me about it.
I was waiting. I moved here in 1993, and one of my best friends, Chad Moon, and you said reef shark, it made me think of it. We have a reef that's about 50 yards off our beach. It was visible, so they were out swimming around the reef. They got on the reef, like to rest, and as they did, like a whole, whatever they're called, pod, school, whatever they are, like 5 or 6 tiger sharks started just around the reef. The tide was coming in, so the water was rising. Eventually, they were able to go across the reef where they were, and they were basically jumping over sharks like as they were taking runs at their feet. And my friend Chad finally flipped out due to anxiety and jumped in the water and swam all the way in. He got nicked like 4 or 5 times on the way in, and then the fire department came and rescued the other 2 dudes off the reef. So this is like mid 90s when I first moved here, but so it was like I actually know a guy who was fucking bit by a shark, and like he was 16, 17 at the time, just fucking lost his mind. He's like, I'm not going to sit here and let these fucking things eat me on this reef. So he went all in and swam, and thank God made it.
Yeah, if you could run on water, that would be what would prove you could do it.
Well, there is that crazy story of that woman who was on a sailboat late 80s, 90s, and with two or three other people. It seemed like a double date, and they weren't like super far off the shore, and then a storm came, and they weathered the storm, and I guess like their sail was all fucked up, and they were way out to sea, and they made a decision to swim to shore. And then she watched somebody go up. She said it was just like a movie, go up and then down. And then they had to, she was like, dude, I had to swim. When it was like every man for themselves. They had to swim to shore. And you just like the mindset you'd have to be in is like any second now. Any second now.
Yeah. The fear that I would have is just ridiculous. And I think that's Christy Wapnarski, I would think that is. She was not Chris. Yeah, Christy Wapnarski. She was on catamaran, and one of the pontoons they said had duct tape on it, and they got out there and the thing sank because of that duct tape that was on there. And then they all had to swim to shore, and they had to swim across the deep channel, and she was the weakest swimmer, and she's there with her boyfriend and another couple, or a girl and a boy, and she was trailing behind everybody, and the boyfriend turned around to go back to her, and that's when she was lifted up out of the water. So far, they could see that her leg was missing when it got up there, or most of her leg was missing. And then she got back down in the water. The boyfriend swam over to her, started swimming her to the shore. She passed away shortly after that, and he couldn't. They were miles out, like 3 miles out. He couldn't hold her weight and get himself in, and they just had to let her go. And I don't know that they ever got her body back. I don't know if I ever saw that.
I learned that lungs, I think from your show, lungs are buoyant enough that's a very, very common thing when somebody's eaten. The lungs will be in the water because they're buoyant. That's like one of the only things that don't sink.
Yes. They found lungs in complete predations where the shark goes ahead and eats people. They found lungs and other tissue that would float instead of finding anything on the body. And you get a lot of that over in the Med, where over 50% of people that are attacked are eaten.
Yeah, that sucks.
Crazy work.
So how you still putting out videos on YouTube even though YouTube's out to get you?
Oh yeah. They, I told them when I started fighting them about what they did to my channel back in, our fight started in April of 2023. I had figured out their whole system by November of that year. And what I did is I slowed down my output, one video a month for 3 months in a row to figure out what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I did 13 videos in 1 month, and this thing is so tight it locks it down. And about a year and a half ago, November maybe of 24, Joe Rogan had a guest on who actually happens to be somebody sent me the clip, and I'm watching this clip, and it's Bob Jimmy and his guest on Joe Rogan, and he's using my language. He was saying, attempt to predate. And I actually have that trademarked for clothing. That's my saying. I mean, I came up with it with the show, an attempt to predate or not. And he was using that language, and Joe asked him, did you come up with all this on your own? And he talked about my channel. Said, no, there's this great channel, Sharks Happen, and it's funny that there's this machinist that knows more about sharks than anybody else from Michigan. And, I didn't even get a bump from that, but a channel that I helped grow beforehand got a bump from me being mentioned on that Joe Rogan show. So what they have developed is genius. It's complex. And unless you're really good at math, you're not going to catch it. And I think how I caught it is the same way I got myself out of the bench department when I was a machinist. I was dirty every day. My nickname was Pigpen. And they put me on a CNC mill, conversational, if you know conversational and G-code. Conversational's easy, but it was math that showed me how to program it. 2 hours of pushing buttons, I learned how to program it. I was no longer a grunt. I was a CNC machinist. And it took about a week to change it over to all the G-code. G41 is comp left, G42 is comp right, circle radius left, right, and I was programming. What you don't want to do is learn how to program before you know any of the machining, because then I went from being Pigpen to the paperweight maker.
Yeah.
But same thing, math to figure all that stuff out.
And I saw, are you not on Patreon anymore?
No, I got off there. I didn't like what I saw. Oh, first of all, I got into it with their support. They, when I was putting in Sharks Happen, I had to put the whole name in for my channel to come up. So I asked them in support, why do I have to search my whole name to see my channel? And then I asked them, I started seeing things that they're kind of hiding to help where the rigging. Let me tell you, Patreon would be stuck with a bunch of lefties nobody wants to see if it wasn't for the system that YouTube has in place, shutting down channels people like. Because what they're doing to suggestions not only kills your CTR, but it goes ahead and ruins the viewers' recommended. And you can see them all day long on Team YouTube saying, why can't I get recommended what I want to watch? Well, it's because of what they're doing to us. So it's all complex, but it is brutally, it's genius and it's brutally controlling. You cannot break free of controlling. I could have the president of the United States say my name today and I would get no more search views because they limit them. And my channel name leads search. I no longer get Great White there. A lot of my videos, Malibu Artist is the second most views I get from search. So why am I getting views from Malibu Artist when it's my show? There's about 20 ways to find the rigging, and I've been on X now trying to tell creators. I can only be seen on X, it seems, through these channel gurus that help and make money off of the people that are slowed. For some reason, I'm seen on their posts, so that's what I've been posting on the last week here.
All right. Well, what I'm going to do is put your YouTube up on the screen. That's what it looks like. Trust me, guys, these are the perfect times to go watch a shark story. And if you like that story, there's hundreds of videos in there that break down. We probably do about 3 shark attacks an episode sometimes. So it's the perfect video. Hey, thanks so much for joining us, man. Look forward to working with you in the future. I'm a big fan. Everybody's busting my balls, but I really appreciate you putting the time in to come talk to us.
Well, thanks for having me on, man. It's been an honor. I had fun.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys.
Thank you so much. The comment section is amazing, dude.
What I got some other videos, especially we're going to Myrtle Beach next week. I got a Myrtle Beach police video.
This was me the whole. Let me just post this. This was me the whole episode watching the comments right
here. I don't look at the comments. I know they're, but I can see
bro.
I know when they see me.
No, not even the ones making fun of you weren't even. That's my phone. They weren't even good. It was the fucking Jake deserves a fucking award for the shit he was spewing.
I saw the 9mm high points in the building,
bro. Oh my god, dude! I fucking couldn't take it. Like I'm literally sitting there. I'm muting my mic because I'm fucking trying not to laugh. I'm like, these dudes are fucking insane. We could have the most. We have any. It doesn't matter.
We clearly can't have like a Joe Rogan style show.
No, it's impossible, dude. It's impossible.
I can't even think when this guy said something about pig pen. I'm like, they're gonna fucking rep. Yep, here we go.
Dude,
they're gonna start referencing.
Dude, it was
you fuckers like this shit. Dude, everybody likes sharks. I'm not gonna bring on
ask him about mud sharks. Like it was so bad.
What's mud sharks?
No, never mind.
What's a mud shark?
You'll have to ask the chat.
Do you know what a mud shark is, Mike?
Yeah, I know what a mud shark is.
Should I Urban Dictionary it?
Yeah, you probably should. Let's see. CC sent him real. He probably didn't send it to me. Oh, he did send it to me, but he didn't send me the breaking news. Break. Nothing.
Oh, that's a mud shark. White women that love black men. Why can't you say that? There's nothing racist about that.
Oh, okay. I'm not getting caught. There was one by Ja that was absolutely fucking brutal. Let me see if I can find it. I put it up there for a second, but I can't not let talent go unnoticed. I wish we could search it by person.
Yeah, I was going to play this one after the Tennessee National Guard one. All right, while you're searching, the boys in Myrtle Beach make an arrest. You ready? I want your input on this. But...
All right, hold on. I'm done looking. John, just repost it. You know what I'm talking about hogs. Go ahead.
All right, ready? Oh, hold on. Got to share it. Myrtle Beach.
Oh, I saw this. This is bullshit. Go ahead. They got arrested for that, right? Or they're in trouble?
Uh-oh.
30 by 30.
Third responder. Now she coming. She's sitting around the corner.
There's a chick
waiting.
chasing her. There we go. Let's see it.
But I gotta watch because she runs by the camera and the camera pans to her and she looks.
What's that noise?
Huh?
What's that noise?
That's
Okay.
Sound
Let's leave it
of
at that. Yeah.
John.
No. Oh God, it's so loud.
that taser. Okay. Uh-oh, she got. No, look at her.
Get chased too. Yep, there it is. I'm pretty sure these guys are in trouble. Like the agency was like, "We're gonna look into this." Like I thought that if anybody knows these guys,
You could be right. This is just a clickbait, rage bait video. What do you think about this situation? It looks like fucking cops.
See nothing wrong.
No, not at all. Hopefully, the boys in Myrtle can fill us in on what's going on. We'll actually bring that a topic
that made X
on Night Shift.
Breaking. Newsbreak covered it. MSNBC. Okay, good. MSNBC covered it, and it says, "Good." Here, love. I'll put this up before. First, I'm gonna put John's comment up, though.
You want me to pull this down?
Yeah, because John's comment has to go up.
You sure? I knew he was gonna say that. I knew as soon as he said something about Pigpen, I was like, "Here we go."
All right, here we go. Share screen. Boom, boom. I got to make boom noises every time I do it because it makes me feel less anxious.
It gives you less anxiety. Like we know you're doing something. Like boom. Okay, he's making clicks.
It says Myrtle Beach police defend officers viral video of crowd encounter after a busy weekend on Ocean Boulevard. A viral video shows a tense encounter between police and a crowd. Myrtle Beach police on patrol near the public restrooms at Whitney's Alley off North Boulevard saw a crowd of around 9:18 p.m. Farmer said his crowd was interfering with the crowd. I love the word. Police said a woman hit a uniformed Myrtle Beach police officer in the head multiple times during the detention. Another officer intervened and separated everyone. The suspect and two others, of whom was a minor, were taken into custody. The video show incident has not been granted permission to use, and which has garnered more than 3 million views in a single Instagram post, shows the two officers taking the suspect to the ground. Moments later, the women come over and hit the police officer, and the officer who was helping pushes her and two other women away. Like, I don't understand what the problem is. I recently spent time alongside officers, and they responded to calls, addressed issues before they escalated, seeing firsthand the hard work and professionalism. That's the chief, interim chief. So kudos to the chief. Myrtle Beach has got a good interim chief because there was absolutely nothing wrong with that video.
I like it.
The fact that human beings can watch that, like, and I'm not saying educated because not everybody's educated, but the fact that people with eyes and somewhat brain activity, because they're able to pick a phone up and actually log in and look at it, could see that madness and at any way fault the cops for pushing the girl away when she's hitting and acting crazy. Like, I don't understand how, all race aside, all jokes aside, it makes no sense that you could watch that video and see it any other way than pushing somebody away to get away from you. That would be normal reaction for a non-police officer.
With different times, dude. I'm
glad we're going up there. Maybe we get to meet those guys.
This is the same one that I'll play CC's for the CC. But this is National Guardsmen rush in and slam a man to the ground after he starts aggressively swinging. Hold on, I got off it. Swinging a belt at a line of guardsmen and law enforcement. Tensions are high as the Tennessee National Guard remains deployed under Memphis Safe Task Force. What the fuck? Why? Okay.
I don't know.
Wait, why are his pants doing that? Is that just
I don't
because
know.
of CC's video, or is that real? Dude, okay. First off, that nerdy ass little white boy just tackled you like 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. You just got embarrassed as fuck. And you're wearing weird star pants. I don't know what that is. Like pants that light up. But what the fuck's going on in Tennessee that they need to have the National Guard out
That's
there?
a
And also,
fucking disaster. You didn't hear about? That's where Trump sent most of them, like Memphis and shit, dude. It's a fucking nightmare.
it's
North Memphis. Memphis is out of control, dude. They killed
Did it
Dolph,
really?
buddy. They killed Dolph, man. Yeah, fucking Memphis is
Dolph?
young Dolph, the rapper, got shot in his own town.
Oh, I thought you meant another Dolph.
No, Memphis is like the only reason we always reference Chicago is because it's very easy on the app we have that shows like somebody takes the time to statistically put all that out every day. Memphis is way worse, dude. It's a fucking disaster.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. What's the point of putting National Guardsmen out there if they don't have guns? You're just
I don't know.
fucking uniformed linebackers out there just ripping people to the ground. I love it. Don't get me wrong. It's pretty cool. I did not know Memphis was that bad.
Memphis is horrible. Let me look at some of the statistics. Let's see.
Brady says they have guns. Are they allowed to use them?
What you want me to tell you the percentages of Memphis's demographics?
Do you need me to read it for you, Mike? I'll read
No,
it.
I got it. No, I'm
right.
just going to read you numbers. Simple
You're
numbers.
just reading truth. This is just truth.
Black
Stats.
or African American, 62.7. White, 22. Hispanic, 10. Other, 2.4. Asian, 1.7.
The fucking Asians are out there causing a lot of problems, dude.
Yeah, and there's only for all the problems they have in Memphis, there's only 610,000 people.
Where's Memphis at in reference to like Nashville?
I think it's far. It's like on the other side. Memphis crime rate.
Drive through the city near airport.
Oh, they beat the other guy. They beat the other guy's city. Memphis has a high crime rate that is 98% above the national average.
Oh, just above. Well, oh,
you actually have. Jesus, dude. You're almost as frequently as you can win on the lottery scratch off. You have a 1 in 14 chance of being a victim of a property crime in Memphis.
In Memphis?
And a 1 in, yes. The violent crime, even better. 1 in every 139 people in Memphis could be a victim of a violent crime. 98% crime rate above the national average.
Stats don't lie, guys.
That's pretty rough, man. It's a rough number.
Yeah, one more video. Let's see here. Sent to me by, you know, that oh, you went on their show, 2 Cops, 1 Donut.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a video or a page of a self-proclaimed cop? I mean, I'm assuming he's a cop. If you've seen his cop, he's like a huge black dude, but he's like posting that he ran a mile in 4 minutes and 30 seconds and he's 250 pounds. Have you ever seen that?
No, that's a hell of a fucking run there, buddy.
I think that defies physics, but let's check it out. I do the same thing. I'm clicking, guys.
250-pound cop claims he ran a 4:35 mile.
So I just got finished running a mile at 4:35, I think, at 250 something pounds. We're getting down to 160
no video
to 180.
Yeah.
I already did all that strong stuff. It don't matter to me. I don't give a dog about you walking around the gym looking like you big. I'm natural. I'm not on steroids.
I'm not.
This is natural. Blood test me right now. Natural.
Oh God.
So walking around the gym looking like you all big and all this, you're on steroids. But long story short, back to what I just got doggone accomplished. I ran a mile at 4:35, got it timed on the Garmin watch.
What number was that?
Listen to me. There ain't no doggone academy gonna outwork me. And there ain't gonna be no entity around here to think they number one when I'm in the law enforcement.
All right, because this isn't a law enforcement action, normally I live and let live. But when some things are so egregious, I just got to call it out. This guy's page has run across my page several times, probably because we're both in law enforcement. At least he claims he is. And I see that this man says he's 250 pounds, 30-something years old, and they ran a 4:35 mile with a heart rate that stayed at 136 average. I'm not claiming to be no SEAL Team 6 fitness level. That math just don't add up. They're probably saying, Levine, what does this have to do with police work? Well, if this guy's truly a cop and he does get on the stand, if I was a defense attorney, this may be something I pull up just as a credibility check. Is it a smoking gun? No. But in this profession, integrity is all we have. Now, I'll let you all do your own research to see what super athletes do on run times per mile. But the one thing none of them have is a heart rate of 136. I don't know. Maybe I'm just jealous. Maybe I'm jealous. Y'all tell me. Am I way off?
You're watching DTV.
Your heart rate would be like close to 200, I would think. At a 4 minute mile, dude. I got crazy about the mile about 2 years ago. I was 47-ish, and I wanted to break 6. Like, that's a tough mile. 6 minutes is a tough one. And I kept going, and I was running 6:03, 6:01, 6:10. Like, I kept going back and forth. And finally, I said, you know what? If I put the warden there, if I put the hammer there, Joanna, I'm like, I'll bring her. I'm going to make her run the clock, and she's going to scream at me every lap. And I ran a 5:51. And I can tell you that is a fucking dead sprint for 6 laps. I'm sorry, 4 laps. So I used to run a mile and a half a lot. 4 laps, that is flying. And I'll tell you, I was definitely on TRT, and I was running 10 miles, 8 miles, 3 miles, like all around. And then that 1 mile I went, and that is 5:51 to me was 205 pounds. That's flying, dude. I mean, you run a 5:51, you are sprinting for a normal person.
If you run a 5:51 white, as a white person, you're already defying fucking
and
science.
I was literally 40. I was like 2.5, probably 3 years ago before my knee completely shot. And I was running, I'm talking like running 5 miles every other day, 2 miles on an off day, 6 miles some day. Like, I was running like crazy. And then I would go run the mile like once a week and try to get under it. It took me like 4 weeks of like running to get that 5:51. And that's flying, dude. Flying. So I'd like to say, like, I would post it. Like, I took video. I would like video like the laps. That way I had evidence.
I mean, and everybody could say, "Oh, you're lying." At the end of the day, I remember joking on you, like saying, "Like, oh, prove it, he's lying." But if you're gonna make something like that, you need to have like a 4-minute video of your friend filming you.
Yes,
like
it's the same as a 500-pound bench. Like, oh, there's videos of me benching 315, but last week I put 5 up. I don't care what fucking planet you're on. If you accidentally bench 500 pounds, you're going to go get the surveillance video from the gym.
Yeah.
You're going to ask for, like, hopefully there's a Tesla. Maybe there was a Tesla nearby that recorded it on accident. Like, you don't hit a number like that ever. And this guy's here's where prosecutor Mike comes in. He's already an influencer. He already loves himself enough to sit in front of a camera and yap his gums constantly. There is no way on God's earth you're going to break something that serious, of that speed, at that size, and not have video evidence. You would want to plaster that everywhere. You're going to have sneaker companies reaching out. You're going to have all kinds of people going, hey, man, sponsor this, we'll sponsor that. Like, come on, dog. That's like when you caught the fucking 200-pound or the 2 million pound great white, but you didn't bother taking a picture and you just threw it back because, it's no big deal. Like, I'm not saying it didn't happen. Allegedly, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but that seems like a guy that's already got a obsession with talking into a camera and bragging and talking is not going to video any of it. Like 1 lap, 2 laps, the clock.
Maybe he's so good at what he's doing that he's like, I'm going to put this bullshit out here, get my page everywhere. Everyone will forget that in 2 months. No one's going to put 2 and 2 together that he was the guy that lied about running. And if he was the guy that lied about running, all he's got to do is go, I lied about running.
And I went to SWAT school with a couple of OPD guys that are, they're the top of the fucking chain when it comes to SWAT and roundup and all that stuff. And I ran a 9:36 mile and a half was my peak time. And there was dudes on OPD fucking blowing by that. There were dudes running like 8:40 mile and a half, like just insane numbers, like 160 pound, 55 pound dudes. Dude, to get that kind of body weight moving at that speed, I'd love to see it, man. I'd love to see it.
All right. Somebody asked me if I had ever ran into Jeremy DeWitt. No, he, by the time I got to that area, I think his stuff out around there was done, but I did know this sergeant that kept fucking with him. Here's long story short, minute and a half breakdown. Jeremy DeWitt is a mentally ill person that impersonates law enforcement by saying he's security escorts for funeral and stuff like that. However, the DeWitt family is super rich, and the DeWitt family donates to the sheriff fund. So they are going, and here's the thing about business. When you're a go-getter cop and you're motors and traffic and you write tickets and you hone in on somebody, and admin goes, "Hey, dude, like the attitude, knock it off. He's protected. If you want job security, go find someone else." And that sergeant did not like that. Rightfully so. All the shit we talk about, rightfully so. That's wrong. To protect somebody because they donated to your campaign or their family did, that's absolutely wrong. But I talk all the time, job survival. Okay, I can't touch him. I'm gonna go find another person to write a ticket to. That sergeant didn't do it. Inevitably got fired for. He got fired for arresting Jeremy DeWitt because he said he had a concealed firearm, but it ended up being a pepper ball gun, and they're like, "It's not a firearm," and it was a whole mess. The guy got fucking fired because he wouldn't leave Jeremy DeWitt alone. So wrong on all counts, but that's what happened.
If you like that kind of drama, you are going to love next week's episode. I have a situation.
The best sheriff in the world. More.
It wasn't him. Actually, it's a different agency. It leads back to them because it's a relative of a high-ranking official at the sheriff's office. But their a family member was given some of the most insane professional courtesy you are ever going to witness. And I have body cam footage and car camera footage of. It's going to blow your mind. I don't want to tip it too much. I have everybody watch, but I'm going to show you that what you just talked about, how when you know somebody or you're okay with somebody, and they don't want you to do something, how bad they can skew and make things disappear. It's bad. It's going to be probably the worst one I've posted yet. So next week.
So it's going to be Copville next week.
Copville, yeah. Today's already out. Next week's Cop. I'm just waiting.
When does Copville come out?
Noon.
What time of day?
Right when we're talking, noon on Wednesday.
I was going to say, probably shouldn't do that, as the algorithm's going to lock in on how many people are watching it, and all the people that would watch it are watching us.
I know. It's such. I guess I could move it. It's such a. Obviously, it's.
I would move it to 1:30. Let everybody jump off here and go watch it.
Yeah, maybe I'll push it back. I mean, I guess I'm not saying. I'm just my autism kicks in, and it's like noon. But yeah, maybe I'll kick it back to 1:30. But yeah, this next week is going to blow your mind on the professional courtesy and the ability to. I'm talking bad, like. Should have been arrested and not even getting a ticket.
Professional courtesy, baby.
Crazy, dude. Crazy work, and that goes along with everything I say, man. You can be in the right place, and you will absolutely be taken care of, no matter how crooked or nasty you are, and you could be doing the right thing, and off you go. This fucking.
All right, guys.
Nuts, dude. Oh, what about? We're gonna do remote tomorrow?
No. I wasn't going to unless.
No, well, I got all that stuff going on tomorrow.
Oh, then yeah, don't even worry about it.
I'll be around, but tomorrow I definitely have to. I'll come.
I know I'll be shooting in studio tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be there in the morning.
Yeah, I'll do night shift in studio. We can split it up on the screen and stuff. I don't know who will be here.
I mean, if you got enough people, I don't need to intrude. I mean, I can definitely pop in. I know the split screen's a pain, but we're gonna do. Yeah, let's see. My episode will come out. Maybe it won't be next week then, because I don't get the body cam in time. I won't be able to record. We're going to be up there.
You can still record up there.
Yeah, but not fucking backdrop. I'm crazy. So maybe next week, Copville episode might be just the boys. Maybe I'll interview some of the boys and put together a episode up there. So we'll see.
Gator, you're always welcome.
I got a cool story too. Dude, so much going on. I thought we are gonna have a great story. I get my doorbell this morning. Bing, 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 and it's a process server, and they hand me a subpoena, and I'm like, "Oh, this is cool." So I look at the subpoena, and it's from a defense attorney for a trial that's possibly going next week while we're gone. So I go right to the worst. I'm like, "I'm fucking getting arrested. I'm not going. This is short notice." So I start doing my research on everything, and it's actually a defense attorney that me and him went at it on Facebook not too long ago, where he called me a racist. Remember the Rudy Giuliani post about Mamdani winning the election? It was like I posted that, and he went nasty on me that I was a racist. So I'm like, oh, this is gonna go great. So I was like prepared to get arrested for contempt of court, but then I called and worked it out. But it's we were almost there. I was gonna go and let them fucking book me, like charge me with contempt, because they gave me a subpoena for court next week on the 22nd today, I'm like, I already got a hotel, I already got a business venture, I already got everything going on, but seems like they're going to work with me. But I may end up testifying Friday, which will be epic if I do. That's about it. Tonight, 7 p.m., Counterculture, Dominic Izzo and myself on Hot Topic. Tomorrow, 11. And then
Wow. Thursday broadcast. Flagship broadcast.
Stickers are on the way as well.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Good to go. He'll send us an invoice. We'll pay, but stickers are on the way. So we're good to go.
All right, guys. See you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in studio. Until then, do we have any shows tonight?
7. I just said it. 7 p.m. Dominic Izzo and Coppville for all those that are awake. 7 p.m. Hot Topic with Dominic Izzo at 7. That's what we got tonight.
All right. See you then.
JV team for life.